Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well and doing all you can to help the most vulnerable people on the planet. In today's exciting episode, it's a sewing vlog. So I haven't actually done that much. I've just been moving all my sewing supplies around and getting all the jackets together and all the flowers. I found the iris and the purple flowers, so I really want to make that jacket. And those green balls, they were sequins, and I stitched them all together with beads. And now they're supposed to look like seed pods or like topiary trees in an aerial view. I haven't decided which. Anyway, that's what we're looking at this episode.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
It feels like I haven't seen you for forever. Well, you can't see me and I don't see you, but you know what I mean. I had this lemon jacket scheduled for today's video, but I don't know, people are being starved again already. What is with this world? Anyway, so I thought maybe not the food one. But basically, I'll show you later on, but it's basically yellow beads. I had all these yellow beads and I tipped them over. I was like, great, what am I going to do with all these? And then I remembered I had these tiny little leaf beads. They're sort of like bits of jewellery. So, yeah. And then there's another episode too, the flamingo jacket. I love that colourful beading so much that I did another one. This one has 3 layers around the neck, so it's got loads of beading, and like the last one was a very hungry caterpillar, and this one, because he's got each string of beads has got a hot pink or a red one on the end. Some of them actually look like the very hungry caterpillar. I didn't do it on purpose, but I was very, very happy when I figured it out. And yeah, so we'll have a look at some of my plans. So basically I've beaded all the jackets. Well, there's this gorgeous ladybug one that I kind of want to bead, and I still haven't finished that the cherry one that I'm putting the hot pink and red beads on, but you have to use a tiny thin beading needle for that one. So yeah, I'm not quite ready to go back to that. Oh, and this is me trying to show you that these beads are completely different. The ones in the jar are like the ones I just used on that fringe on the jacket. They're a standard size seed bead, a size 6, whereas these are, I think, a size 8, so they're a little bit smaller, but they're also donut beads. And, these are my bits of, well, they're plastic, but they're bits of mirror, and I'm going to use them for the Narcissus Lake on the back of the duck pond jacket. And then these, I finally found my dinosaurs. I dropped one, so for a long time I only had 4 gold dinosaurs, but I found the 5th one in a different box of beads, so they are reunited at last. And then these are the owls. Well, because I'm still thinking about the Make 9 jackets that I haven't quite got around to yet, and one of them is New York City. And to me, New York City, like, I love Central Park, and there's this bird that died this year, Flacco, and he was an owl. And because owls eat rats, and rats in New York get poisoned, so all the owls eventually die. But everyone just, got really carried away with it. So there's like this memorial and everything. So I was going to make a Flacco jacket, maybe the owl jacket. And then it's Halloween. And as I said, I've been going through all my stuff. So I found 3 pumpkins that are from several years, at least 3 years ago, I think. And I found one cup. I've got like 7 or 8 of these glass cupcakes. I think I've got like 5 that have got a blue bottom, and the other few have the ready orange one. But I found some in one box and I didn't take them out. So now I have to go through them all again, and it's a thing. Anyway, these are the beads I was telling you about, the little jewellery. I mean, if you go down to the description box below, just click to expand it. And it's the lemon jacket is the one where I do the beading of this, and the flamingo jacket is the one where I do the colourful beading on the flamingo one. You don't have to pay to subscribe or anything, just click it, it's free. I know you're supposed to make people pay a subscription before they can see get a sneak peek at videos that aren't published yet. But, you know, what has capitalism ever done for me? Oh, and I have obviously loads of those little leaf beads left over, and I have loads of round beads. So I was thinking with this tomato one, I could do little vines and like an individual tomato one every now and again, but also little vines of reds, dark red, orangey red, all the different reds. I thought that would be really cute. But the problem is the fabric is so dark. I'm not really sure whether you'd see them or not. So I don't know. I'll try it. So I do have bugle beads that are shorter than that. And like I have bugle beads that are that avocado-y green. And I also have other leaf jewelry leaves beads that are a brighter, darker green. So yeah, each will match each. So I think I'll I kind of I got them to because I wanted to do vines. Oh, and do you remember months and months, no, actually, I think it was last year, this time last year, I did a bead haul of a box of red beads, and I was mystified. I was like, why are the red seed beads not in here? Well, I went through all my boxes. I found another identical box full of red beads. So I actually had 2 boxes of red beads all along, not just the one. So I'll have to reconcile them at some point. And then I've decided to put my food beads and my food beads, my flower beads, my leaf beads, and there's a fourth one, maybe bow beads or something. Anyway, they're all going to go in the flower boxes. And this is me just pointing out that those strawberry opera cakes with the strawberries in them, they look delicious. I thought I bought 4 different ones. I thought I bought some chocolate croissants. Maybe I didn't. Anyway, so maybe I'll do a bread one. But I like the French sticks, the bread, but it's plain on the back. They're like doll's house food, and they've just drilled a little jewellery thing into them. And I like the croissants as well. So, yeah, I don't know what I'll use them on, but I think at the start of the year when I decided I was going to have a Paris jacket, I was like, well, you know, when I go to Paris, I quite like the pastries. So, yeah. And this is me showing you all the fabrics that I have, because the jackets that I have left out of my Make 9, I've actually done the Edinburgh jacket. I've got New York, Paris, vintage brooch, and the bottom one, which is the chandelier. So I've got 4 left. I have to make 4 jackets. So I think I'll make 2 jackets, then another 2 make them, then make another 2 jackets and make them. So I think that's kind of manageable for 2 months. These I probably won't cut out at the moment. I think I'll either use the felts for the bases of the ones that I have, or some faux leather fabrics recently went on sale. So I was just sort of moving these out of the way so I could do, haven't done a fabric haul in like a year. So I've got about 8 videos worth of fabric hauls to do. So I was thinking I'll divide them up and decide which ones I'm going to make up now. And then for each video, I'll do a fabric haul, and then the next video after that will be me making 2 little bolero jackets out of one fabric, or a skirt out of like a layer cake skirt or a layer cake dress out of several other fabrics. Oh, I love this one. Do you remember that vintage jacket I made? I bought it because it reminded me of those gorgeous vintage wallpapers in Amelie, that movie Amelie. Anyway, so I made this vintage bolero out of it, and it took about a yard of fabric. And so I've got about a yard left, so I can make 2 small boleros out of it, because that one is big. Like, it had dolman sleeves where you cut out, like, the left side is the left front and the left sleeve all in one, and the right is the right sleeve, and the back is one big bit as well. So cutting out dolman jackets, they're easy to sew together once you've cut out the bits, but the bits are big and cumbersome to cut out. and they also sort of take up a lot of the fabric. So if I cut out two of my tiny boleros, I should be able to get both of them out of the remaining 1 yard or 1 meter of fabric. And this fabric here, it's beautiful navy and dark blue fabric with leaf pattern on it. I love it. It's so plain and simple. So, and I've got 2 meters of it, so it's about 2.5 yards, but it's quilt backing, so it's quite wide. And I think I might make a simple dress out of it. This one here, I'm going to bead with seed beads in sort of paley gold and green and pink. And I think that will look really subtle but beautiful on my Highland cow fabric. I'm going to, actually I've got those 2 jackets. When I pulled apart the original apricot jacket and the original autumn harvest jacket, I've still got those 2 base jackets. So I could probably, I'm going to sort of drape the Highland cow fabric over the top of an already made jacket. Oh, and this one here, I'm going to make, again, 2 little boleros out of it. And then I don't like the flowers on this fabric, but I love the bees. So I'm going to get, well, I just had the iris handy, but I'm going to get my pink and apricot flowers and sort of in between where the, like, cover all the horrible flowers, and you just see the 3-dimensional flowers and the bees. It's going to be so cute. And I think I've got loads of peach and apricot big sequins as well. So I think I'll make some sequins flowers, which sounds fabulous, but I have faith. I think it will look cute. And yeah, so this is me showing you my iris and my purple and blue flowers. There's Lovers in the Mist, and the purple ones are orchids, but they're a little bit squished. And I also have a couple of other shapes in the blue ones. And yeah, so I'm going to end the purple ones. So I don't know that there's enough blue and purple flowers just to do flowers, but I have these, I have some beautiful leaves, but I don't know, I really like doing foliage jackets that are just foliage and flower jackets that are just flowers. So I also have purple, black and dark blue sequins, and this is me trying to show you that these are purple, but they've got this iridescent finish over the top of them. So anyway, I'm going to, you know, wisteria, where it has those hanging down bits of pale, like mauve flowers. Well, I thought I'd do that, but in the dark purple version. In Australia, they have a native wisteria, and it's dark purple. It's really beautiful. So yeah. And this is, I'm just finding all my beads. So these are the handmade bok choy beads, and you thread your string directly through the length of it. Oh, and I also found the keys, you know, my boho jacket I made at the start of the year. I had this beautiful brown and purple and magenta fabric, and I called it the boho fabric, and I made one up into the boho keys and one into the boho floral, but I forgot to do I didn't get around to doing the cuffs of the sleeves. So yeah, and this is me. I also yeah, I've got like ideas for about 20 new jackets. So I want to put these aquary green flowers and these mermaid pearls together on a jacket, and I was going to put them on a silver sequence with silver punky spike things, but I could put them on the daisy. But if you cover up the daisies, it kind of defeats the purpose of buying daisy fabric. And I also have an old peanut butter jar full of the golden glass. They're glass beads, but they're a golden colour. This is the original daisy jacket. Now I'm looking at this. It's possible that peanut butter jar of beads is leftovers from this. I thought it was leftover from that Egyptian tweed jacket. But yeah, I love this jacket, but it's big and baggy, and I want a tiny little bolero version of it. But also, I don't think I'll do the aqua. I think it'll just be daisies on this one, and it's just going to be so cute. Anyway, but there's enough fabric to make 2. So one's going to have daisies and the other one, I don't know. maybe those punk spiky things. And this is me just flicking through the fabrics before I go on to whatever I'm saying next. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, you know that piece, oh my gosh, I have to tell you about this fabric first. How ugly are the eyes on this? Like, if you took the eyes must have been the last thing that they did. They must have been. And they just look ridiculous. Did they bring their child to work and have their child draw the eyes on there? So what I'm going to do is I've got brown gems sort of beads that I'm going to put in the brown sections. And then on the heads, like heads and bodies of the chameleons and the little geckos, like that one there with the bug eyes. What's going on here? I'm going to put rocks and gems on there so that they're like taking on the colour of the rocks and the gems. Plus it'll obscure those weird cartoonish eyes. And I love that fabric. I've still got those little transparent leaves. Not the ones I showed you earlier on in this video, but the slightly bigger ones. And yeah, so this is like, I love florals, and basically all my fabric hauls are either florals or like I've got a mock crocodile faux leather or a suede faux leather. So I'm not sure. If you like florals, it might be an interesting fabric haul, but otherwise I'm not sure how riveting it'll be. But anyway, this is the pirate treasure section of the video. But anyway, I was going to tell you, you know that fabric with the bees and the super ugly flowers, and how I also don't really have enough purple and blue flowers. Maybe I can combine the two. I think I'll make up that bee and ugly flower fabric as two boleros, and we'll see how the bolero looks where the ugly flowers fall. If I can obscure all the ugly flowers with purple and blue flowers, like three-dimensional flowers, maybe that can be my New York jacket, because it's inspired by the 91st Street Community Garden, and they have these big white Casablanca lilies, and that background's kind of white, so that might work. And this is me showing you my gorgeous gold beads. They're a little bit big to use on, before I started just embellishing straight onto the jackets, I used to make tweed jackets for like 15 years. I just made tweed jackets, and I made beaded trim for them. So there weren't any actual beads on the jacket as such. I would just make a separate beaded trim on a frame. Then once the beaded trim was finished, I would cut it off, prepare it, and then stitch that onto the jacket. And that way, if you ever have to dry clean it, you just unstitch the trim and you can put just a plain tweed jacket in for dry cleaning. Whereas to clean my current jackets, the easiest way to clean it is to just unstitch the silk lining, clean the silk lining, and then stitch it back in. So it's fine for me. I sew, and they're clothes I made, so I know exactly how to do it, but it would probably be a bit of a pain for other people. And this is me showing you how I'm going to use, I've got some beads that are actual heavy rocks, but this creamy coloured one here is actually just plastic, and I'm going to surround it with beads and then surround it again outside that with smaller beads. But I also like the idea of, those 1960s brooches that had gems but also really bright coloured bakelite in them. I love those beads. So I don't know whether to do something like the whole vintage brooch jacket, really subtle, or bright 1960s colours with vintage flowered brooches and things like that. Or maybe teals and emeralds and blues, that sort of thing. It's raining here. It's absolutely bucketing down. So if you hear that in the background, that is what it is. You usually can't hear it, but I've got my windows open, so that's probably what's doing it. I mean, eventually I'll probably make several vintage brooch jackets, each with a different colour theme. So I should probably go with the most generic one first, like use up the gold beads, or do the one that's got the best chance of success. And I do have a really wide range of gold beads. So maybe I'll do gold and like antique black silver and just really classic sort of on the boring side ones, and rubies and sapphires and diamonds, that sort of thing, old school. And then with the other ones, once I figured out how to make it, then I'll get more adventurous as I go along. So I think I do like the bolero jackets, the tiny bolero jackets that I've been making. I think the vintage ladybug jacket one, and this one at the front here, the bluish green one at the front that I ended up covering with leaf beads. And also this one that isn't quite finished yet. All the ones that sort of look like t-shirts, basically. They're just really comfortable to wear over a t-shirt or a long sleeve t-shirt. I think I will do them as the base jacket for these are just some other jacket patterns for the vintage brooch jacket, simply because vintage, like beading the vintage brooches is going to take forever. So the smaller the jacket, the better. But I feel like the small jackets, the really, really cropped ones, only look good if they have that longish fringe on them. Like, how do you do a fringe out of brooches? You actually have to stitch each individual bead on. So I guess I'll do chandelier beading in the same classic style as the brooches on the jacket, maybe. And that was the 91st Community Street Garden. And oh my goodness, I read during the week that fireflies, their populations are dwindling, and the future generations won't be able to see them in the wild. That's honestly the things we're doing to the environment. That was me just showing you the ladybug jacket, because I've got this really, really good idea for how I'm going to bead that one. And this is the bluey green one with the leaves on. It's so cute. Anyway, so yeah, I have to finish putting everything aside and rearranging everything. I don't know that it really helped the way that I unpacked everything and repacked it. I bought some storage boxes, and I took all my beads out of cardboard boxes and put them all in storage boxes, but I didn't sort them into colors. So I'm not sure I actually achieved anything, but at least I know what I've got. So I don't know where they are because they're just black boxes, and so helpfully, I made labels, but then I sort of stuck them together. So I ended up having to throw them out. Oh, and this is me showing you that once again, I forgot to take a before picture. So this is a lovely after picture of my junk drawer that you can now actually find everything in. I have a habit, because it's right beside where I sit, I have a habit of just like all the leftover beads and all the little bits of rolls of cotton that I want to like just wipe off my desk so I can get the last bits of footage that I need. I have a nasty habit of just dumping them in that drawer, and then I'm too tired to go back because I also have to edit the video. So and these weird like strawberry or berry, or I don't know what they are, maybe seed pod things. So anyway, yeah, I was thinking about using them with the purple and blue flowers, but I'm not sure. Anyway, this is me showing you that, yeah, I'm totally going to make another foliage jacket. And I've been thinking about maybe adding a few flowers in there as well. I'm not sure. So I'm trying to work out how to do climbing flowers without it looking like too cartoonish or anything like that. Still a work in progress, clearly. And then these at the top of the episode, I said that I turned sequins into these balls, or these, because I've been looking at pictures, and well, I was watching this gardening show before the host was super racist and I had to stop watching it. But he was like touring, he's got a lovely estate in England, but he was also touring like, you know, the French, Italian, whatever. And yeah, they have those gorgeous toperied gardens, really formal, really manicured. And I was like, wow, you could make a whole jacket that was like green and then just put lots of green balls and shapes and hedges and things like that. And it could look like an aerial shot or like the plans for a formal garden. I think that would be an interesting idea for a jacket. And also, I have this seed pod that I saw, and I tried to sort of make a bead version of it. So, like, I could hang it down off. You know how I had the vanilla pod jacket? Instead of putting those beads that look like vanilla pod, which really darkened the jacket, I thought I could. This is me trying to show you. So, all the different samples I did. I thought, yeah, I I thought this one looked good, and so yeah, at first I did them on the backing fabric and then I did them alone, and it actually worked. So because I want to do some seed pods in the jacket, but I also want to hang some off and hang some down, and this is me stabbing it to show you how robust it is. And because of course. So then I made loads of them, but I feel like the beading is really obvious. Unfortunately, I used clear glass seed beads, but they have an AB finish, which is, it's like a bridal finish. It's Aurora Borealis is what AB stands for, but most people use it for it's the ones that it's the finish that brides love. It's sort of whitey silvery. It's beautiful, but not for this. It's a little bit too obvious. So then I tried doing the beads on the inside, which is much trickier. So it's not just a tiny little string of beads. They're all stitched together at the center top, center bottom, and the center middle. And then once that's done, I go around and do the beading as well. And then I bring the thread up on the inside, tie it off, and then tuck it down again. So it's really complicated. I'll make a video. This is just me trying to work out how to make them. It did take a lot of time and effort to make them. So I was like, oh, should I pull them apart? Should I not? So that's sort of what they're going to look like, but I'll string them properly and there'll be bugle beads on there, obviously. So I think they look pretty good. So but yeah, the beads are really obvious. So I think I'll use plain glass beads, like totally transparent ones, or maybe dark, like green, because I thought the clear ones would be not visible, but they're really, really visible. So maybe sometimes if you go the bead or the thread just a shade or two darker, it's less obvious. So you can really tell the difference between the Aurora Borealis, the AB ones are on the left there. They've got that sort of silvery, shimmery finish. And then there's the clear bugle bead and the clear seed beads. They're all pretty obvious. So yeah, I might get out some dark green beads and some mid green beads and just do a couple and see which one looks best. And once I've finally done all the experimenting, then I'll start making the actual video. But yeah, I like the idea. Conceptually, I like them. I just have to make the idea work. So that is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'm all over the shop at the moment, but I've got lots of ideas and lots of things to make up into jackets. So, we will get there eventually. I really do love these iris and these purple and blue flowers. They're lovely. They're going to be really so much fun to work with. And oh yeah, and I found a random lobster as well. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope you've been inspired to rummage through your collection of fabrics and bits and bobs and get creative. Happy sewing and beading. See you next week.